you cranky?
Because I lost. That's a new intro.
Like usual.
Oh my god.
Like usual. Working on the weekend like usual. Like usual. Like usual. Like usual. Like usual.
Why are you great?
All right.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Back at it.
The end. Last week.
Yeah, until next week. Are we doing? But until
Next time. That's it. That's the show.
Goodbye. Supreme Leader signing off.
Yeah, we'll be in and out.
Yeah,
But,
throughout the season, throughout the off season.
Well,
Maybe get together for draft day or something.
definitely. Yeah.
Dude, could have like I could live stream it.
Yeah.
draft.
I'd love to set it up where we're watching it live, but everybody else is watching it on a delay.
Stone to the bone.
And we announce it.
Yeah.
So, and the pick is in. Oh, I'm getting word that the pick is in.
Trevor Lawrence too.
I'm so sorry we missed last week. The holidays
really
were
busy.
Yeah, it was a challenging time to try and schedule an episode. We had one planned, and then
We didn't really have one planned. I was like, maybe we can do it like Christmas Eve or something.
yeah, we
it
had
didn't work.
a really ambitious idea that we were gonna do it on Christmas Eve. That was stupid.
I don't know why that
happen.
didn't work.
Because I worked until like 6 p.m. that night.
Yeah. I don't see why that
but
didn't work.
whatever, you're over it.
You're
because we have the biggest news of the whole entire season is that
Yep.
Olox is the freaking
The big old
champion.
snake himself. 2 pythons on either side.
24-inch pythons. The biggest, beefiest, choriziest
Oh yeah, it's Charisse, all right.
meat log around town, and he took it right.
Oh,
right
he
from me.
he took it to you.
Took it right out of my hands.
Mm.
I'm cranked up.
Yeah,
Crank
you're all
too.
cranky today?
Crank too.
Electric Boogaloo.
Jason
Lost in New
Statham.
York.
I'm cranked up, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't even know. I had like this whole thing I was gonna say where I was gonna like zoom in nice and tight.
That's what I was waiting for.
and I don't even want to say it now that I'm here. I don't know. I'm just bummed, man. Fucking Olox. Snake.
That's kind of what that was a narrative I was really hoping for.
Yeah, I know.
At least for my anti-snake coalition platform that I'm running on.
Well, see, now
that
that
really helps me.
Maybe I shouldn't. It was a lot of clamoring.
I'm gonna drain the swamp, clean out all the snakes.
It was a lot of clamoring about how I'm disgusted and I can't look at myself in the mirror and ultimately it wasn't just me who lost to a snake. It was all of us.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I let him in. I let him in the gate.
You know who won though?
I let him in. I let him in the neighborhood, you know, and he came in and he poisoned our children with his vile venom ultimately, and he burned our crops and he torched our houses, you know, and he stole our Christmas presents and he stole our Christmas spirit, but he'll never take our freedom. But ultimately I am very bummed, and I mean I'm happy that was in the conversation, obviously, in the championship conversation.
Yeah, I'm a little shook right now. I'm still reeling from getting screamed at.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy that you were there too.
Yeah, I mean, I got smoked.
You're just happy to be there.
Absolutely. I really miss James Robinson. That was a key factor for my team all season.
And Myles Gaskin. Could have picked him up off waivers.
Could have picked up Myles Gaskin. And honestly, I didn't want to even do the math, but if I picked up Myles Gaskin...
Don't we do the math?
I would have lost.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell me otherwise.
Yeah, and Jamison Crowder, huge brain move by
Olox. What's that? So last minute he's got Jarvis Landry, who close contact COVID, whatever.
Yeah,
he gets put on the COVID list, and then he throws in Jameson
on his
Crowder,
bench, like out of his
fucking Jets player,
out of his low depth bench where there's like nobody on there. He's like, literally toss in Jamison Crowder.
Tosses in James Crowder, and he throws a 40-yard touchdown.
Yeah, and then receives like a 30-yard touchdown or something stupid.
Yeah,
he
dropped like 25 points.
Yeah.
That was a big one for him. And also, David Johnson had a huge game.
So, yeah, he did. And Josh Allen.
Josh Allen took a steamer, but
just for shits and gigs.
Fantastic point about Josh Allen. I think this is a great fantasy lesson for everybody. Number one, scoring quarterback, number 1 scoring fantasy player of the season, drafted round 7, pick 1.
Yeah, that's why I never liked to draft quarterbacks high.
Yeah, I mean, I did. And I took probably a generational quarterback in Patrick Mahomes, and
which is
mostly worked.
I think that's the most reasonable one to draft high. Anybody else, like Lamar Jackson? I know Zach didn't draft him high, but in most leagues he was drafted very high. Look, he didn't pan out at all.
Yeah, and I think even for me, like, say I didn't take Mahomes, obviously he was very valuable, but maybe say I waited around or a pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you could have gotten somebody else in that spot.
I mean, look how bad my running backs were at this point at the end of the season. I mean, obviously I picked Saquon Barkley and he was out for the year.
Yeah,
nothing you can really do with that. And obviously James Robinson's out for the game because if I had the two of them all year, who knows? But ultimately, if I had an extra running back, I mean, Olax had 5 starting caliber running backs all season. So,
absolute malarkey.
I mean, it's true. And also a testament to how good his team was. He only made 5 waiver wire moves all season.
That's so ridiculous.
And that was actually second least. The least was 1, which
Estrella.
was M, I think.
M?
No, it might have been Estrella. No, it was Estrella.
Yeah, it must
he
be
made
Estrella.
1 bye-week move, M still had 100% of her budget.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As well as Estrella. But yeah, so he only made 5 moves compared to your 38.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
I'm out there making moves, wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, and Marcus made 30 moves as well. So, it's just a testament to how well his draft went. And truthfully, I mean, like, hats off to him. Like, what a ride. What a snake.
Not truthfully.
I know. I mean, like, it's an impressive team, And,
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Does he have the lowest? Didn't he have the lowest points scored?
He had the lowest points scored.
Yeah, so I don't know if we can say it was all about the team. Definitely a lot of matchups that went into there.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, his team was good. Like, on paper, it's good.
On paper, but it was riddled with injuries here and there.
Riddled. That's not his fault, though.
No, well, it's nobody's fault when either of our teams get injuries. But like the fact that you had the lowest points scored and you still got to the championship, like there's a certain amount of luck that goes into that.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus only scored 20 more points than him on the season.
Yeah, exactly. And look where Marcus ended up.
The bottom.
Yeah, bottom of the barrel. Speaking of which, he ended up lowest scorer again on this week.
Again, how many weeks?
I can't count.
Someone should.
I can only count using these 5 fingers.
Well, so now, here's a question for you. So now, is he the receiver of the major year-long punishment, or is that going to be M?
Oh no, it wouldn't be M. Definitely wouldn't be M.
Because she had the least amount of wins during the season.
No, it wouldn't be M.
So
she won the losers bracket. Did Marcus lose the losers bracket?
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah, because like.
So we'll get to that.
I've been a busy boy over here.
Busy bee, little guy.
Call me B-boy.
But I mean, in the end,
me with the
the gods have not allowed me to win. They've not allowed me the grace of winning this season.
Yeah, so it looks like the gods have not anointed you as the Pharaoh.
My successes were purely demonstrations for my capabilities as Pharaoh, and only the future can tell what will happen in terms of
they did not want you in the future as Pharaoh.
They took me all the way to the promised land. I don't know what you're talking about.
And then they ripped it right out of your hands. It's a cruel twist of fate.
It's a cool twist of fate. But some other people played this week. Let's talk about those scrubs and how they finished.
Oh, other people did play. That's impressive.
Yep. So with all locks finishing first and me finishing second, third place goes to that Juicy Wop. And congrats to Prez for working Zach so hard that he had to pull out into 4th place.
Oh, he pulled out. Good for him.
Yeah.
I'm surprised anybody could do that without Juicy.
Easy. So she beat him by over 30 points, which was fueled by that insane game from Alvin Kamara. 55.7 points.
Prezi texted me so earlier in the week. It must have been like Friday night or Saturday, like afternoon, like, so third place winner gets $20, right? It's just like full on, like already accepted that she won after that Kamara boom.
Which means Estrella will finish 4th, just outside the prize money, which almost seems underwhelming after he had the run to the championship last year.
Yeah,
and then
lost
such a good season this year. Just kind of feels like he was going to finish a little higher than that. Obviously, like, we applaud him for sure. Good season, but almost seems like a little more was in store for him.
Maybe next year.
You never know what the gods have in plan.
Run it back. No, you don't.
God's plan. Run the track. We're gonna get copyrighted.
I can hear it in my head.
I can hear right in my little earworm. It's in the brain.
Mm-hmm.
So in a race for 5th, the other 2 members of the Dummy Thick Six, you and Mike, you guys duked it out.
Yeah.
Not this week, past week.
Yeah, last week.
You guys didn't play this week, which was weird. But you came out on top.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll finish in 5th with Mike dropping to 6th.
Yeah.
So this matchup, it was decent. It was, came out very kind of similar to projections. Mike could have won if he played Leonard Fournette, but he didn't.
Leonard.
Instead of Cam Akers. But, I mean, he was another one cursed by Akers where, owning him, you never know which week to play him is the right week.
Sorry, when you said Leonard Fournette, it reminded me that, do you know what Leonard Fournette's brother's name is? Leonard Fournette. No word of a lie.
Really?
Most stupid shit I've ever heard.
What's the spelling like?
I don't know what the spell. I just know it's pronounced Leonard.
So he's
You think I can
Leonard.
spell?
he's Leonard and his
Yeah.
brother's Leonard.
Exactly.
Well, that's wacky.
Yeah,
That's a fun
he's
fact.
younger. He's playing football. I can't remember for what college, but maybe he'll be in the NFL. And you have Leonard and Leonard Fournette.
I went
on
to
the same
LSU, and my brother Leonard, he goes to LeSue. So whatever. You guys had fine seasons, but nobody really cares about 5th and 6th place. You're just gonna get a bad draft pick and no success in the playoffs. So who really cares?
No, let's look at a better draft pick than like whoever finished in 1st and 2nd.
Well, yeah, but like you don't get the glory of the money.
I get the glory.
You have no glory. No glory. The most exciting matchup in the consolation bracket, so we're out of the playoff contenders now into the consolation bracket, was M versus Haley. That was a battle for the 1st overall pick. It came down to Monday Night Football, actually.
Oh, did
where
it? I'll be honest. I stopped paying
Haley,
attention.
Haley had a bit of a lead going into Monday night, and then
wait,
Diggs
I did pay attention. This is right.
popped off, and
Yeah.
then plus a little Zach Moss action. He chipped in
Mhm.
for 12 points. That put her over Haley in the end. And ultimately, great matchup. I mean, some really exciting booms. Haley had Aguilar pop off, and Mike Evans as well. So
By Evans and Diggs, a little bit of a dick move, just blowing out the other team and staying in there just to score more like points for fantasy. I don't know. They pulled Brady in the second half, and Evans like, nah, I'm gonna play the rest of the game. Like
rack him up. Well,
and the
might as
same thing
well.
with-
That's a big thing for him. He needs the yards and the touchdowns for his contracts and stuff.
True, but Diggs, there wasn't much of a reason for him to stay out.
It's the
there.
same thing. I mean, he's gonna get those 1,000-yard
But
seasons.
the
gonna
way
get
I
those
think of it is
TDs.
like just like avoiding injury. Like Cole Beasley left with an injury, and like, dude, you're blowing. Like, what's
That's
the point?
Cole Beasley. It's not
But no,
Stephon
but I'm
Diggs.
saying like it could
What a
happen.
scrub.
But it could happen.
Cole
to,
Beasley.
Could happen to
This guy thinks Cole Beasley matters.
I mean, he was a beast in the second half of the season.
He was very good, yeah.
But it could happen to anybody. I don't think it's worth it to like stay out there just to shit out another team, and then you get injured, and you're like, what? You're out for the playoffs now? Like,
fair enough.
yeah, I
don't care though.
think it's I think that's a weak ass move.
I don't know. I don't really care. So overall,
I mean, do what you want to do. If you get injured, like that's on you, and I have no
Yeah.
sympathy for it.
That's
If you
what
get
I-
injured in that situation.
yeah. I mean, I don't really have much sympathy for a lot of these guys who get injured because they chose to play football.
I mean, I do. In certain
You get
scenarios.
50 concussions in a row, your brain's mush. It's like,
My brain's already mush without getting a concussion.
yeah, you play football. That's I don't like it. You don't like it, but it's the reality of the game. Anyways, both had some dud QB weeks too between Tannehill and Murray, but ultimately it was a great matchup. Both teams had a tough year, but ultimately their teams weren't all that bad.
No.
So hoping that between some good keepers and some good picks next year,
Yeah.
they might be in a
And you
good
say
position.
keepers, one keeper each per team, please. Let's make sure that's.
But yeah, that's what I
so-
meant. Keepers between.
Yeah, for
they
for
both-
each one for each team.
Yeah, that would be two.
That'd be
which
two
would
total.
multiple. Yeah.
Yeah. We just want to make
Just
sure
keepers,
they know.
which is the plural. And so this leaves what I'm calling the Battle of the Bastards.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
between
didn't know you were calling it that.
the best loser in the world, Carabatello, and the ultimately bland Marcus football team, captained by Dwayne Haskins. I mean, Marcus Zzuto.
I mean Heineke.
And
This
these
must be
two
Heine action.
softly fluttered their pathetic fists in a very paltry
Ooh.
mashup, into which Marcus ultimately conceded with a very limp, clammy handshake of defeat.
Yeah, very limp.
He could have easily won this game if he had just played Kirk Cousins over Matt Stafford.
Yeah, but Stafford went out with an ankle sprain early. It was supposed to be a barn burner. You just never know those things.
A Brian Burner.
Yeah. You just never know what's going to happen.
But ultimately, he could have won if he had just played Kirk Cousins.
but
Hey, Kirk Cousins had a great season.
yeah, I mean, I don't blame
Fantasy-wise.
I don't blame him for starting Stafford though. Is what I'm
I'm
saying.
going to blame him. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's leaving
like,
to injuries.
Yeah, like the dude should have had, like, let's say, conservative 15, 20 points. Like, that's still, like, that's very conservative score. But he got injured and had, like, none. You're bad.
0.6 points. That's what he scored.
Yeah.
But, so he will finish in last. And he was in first place at one point.
Dead last?
Dead last.
You know what that means? Time to get punished.
Time to get punished.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, Olax.
Yep.
Not only would be punishing him for this week.
Yeah.
But would also be punishing him for the season.
Is that how that works?
Well, I mean, he's last place this week and in last place in the season. So
No, but I don't think that's how the punishment works for the season.
Oh, who decrees that?
Your one and only supreme leader.
Why would you decree that punishment?
Oh no! I'm not saying that like I'm the creator of the punishment necessarily, but it's not. It's also not necessarily Olax. It can be a group discussion.
So we're all gonna punish.
Yeah, without telling him. Yeah. We'll come to a discussion. We'll make a we already have a separate group chat without him, so we'll just go back into
Make
there.
another group chat again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
I'm hoping eggs are involved.
And onions.
More eggs though.
Well, there's a ration going on right now with the pandemic, so we have to ration the eggs.
See, I heard the ration was over.
No. It's been instilled again.
Again?
Again, yeah.
Again?
Again.
Again?
Yeah, Baker.
Again?
Right when they put the 25% restrictions on gyms and restaurants right after Christmas, there was also an egg ration again lumped into that bill. Right,
now,
lumped into that.
What
we
if
didn't notice?
all of my eggs have multiple yolks?
You have to split the yolks and put it back into the egg and glue the egg shut.
Put it back in the fridge.
Yeah,
that's part of the ration. Let's go back in the fridge.
Yeah, and he's watching. There's little cameras on all the eggs.
No, who's he?
Baker.
Baker's watching.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So you heard it here first. Marcus is getting punished. Karen narrowly avoided that, which she could have gotten a rousing punishment, I think.
Oh God, we're gonna punish her into oblivion.
Oblivion. Marcus has already suffered so many last place punishments this season already. Lowest score punishments, rather. That this should be a breeze for him.
Yeah, well, let's see if Olax even punishes him. He was really feeling the Christmas spirit last week. Very benign God.
Bullshit.
Also, one note for next year is that there's going to be, 18 weeks in the regular season, 17 games per team. Yeah. So that's going to give us an extra week of fantasy football, essentially.
Which is cool, but also it makes it a little bit more difficult, scheduling-wise, bye-week-wise, lineup-wise. This is going to be a little bit more challenging.
Well, bye-week for the NFL, not for us.
Yeah. It's just overall, it's going to be more challenging. I mean, of course, we made it through, this whole season with COVID being a significant impact, and hopefully that is not the case by the next time we're playing fantasy football.
God, I hope so.
Am I boring you?
No, I'm tired.
I'm tired. But, yeah, so, that's the season.
And we'll be back for the debates, correct?
We're going to do some debates.
And then I want you to start thinking of who you want for keepers next year. It's not solidified. Just throw a name out here.
One keeper.
Yeah, one keeper.
Person has to have been drafted.
Yes, and it has
this
to
past
year. Yep. You can't keep a player that you kept this past year.
So no keeping twice.
Yes, exactly, and it's a 2-round draft cost.
2-round cost. So
meaning that if I draft him in the first round, I cannot keep him. If I draft him in the second round, I cannot keep him. If I draft him in the third round, I could keep him, but in the first round.
Right. So great example would be if Olax wanted to keep Josh Allen. He was drafted him in the draft in round 7, so he would go in round 5 for this upcoming draft.
Exactly, yeah.
Could be a sneaky move there.
It could be.
So that's the season.
That's the season. Signing off once and for all.
Never again.
Mikami Saga.
And for the last time, the cadet.
Thank God.
I'm finished.